Hey guys, we're back today with another video. We're gonna be doing hamstrings with Monique. So if you've already been watching my video series, you will know that I've already done hamstrings with Isa. But the issue is that Isa can't grow any quads. So we need to really do all hamstring isolation exercises. But with Monique, we're still trying to build her quads a little bit too. So we can do a lot of other compound movements that aren't necessarily just isolating the hamstrings that are also great for hamstrings themselves. So I wanna do a big compound workout with Monique. We're gonna have some isolation exercises in there, of course, but it gives us a lot of opportunity to be able to do things a little bit differently that I did with Isa, where we're just trying to really focus on the hamstring. And we can really utilize some great exercises that we're gonna do today when the athlete can't build quads. So the first exercise that I always make athletes do on their hamstring day, or at least at some point in their hamstring day, is the adduction machine. I already did it with Isa in the video, so I'm not gonna show you it again. It's very simple. You wanna just, you know what, I'm actually gonna show you just one set just to get a little refresher, but it's very simple. Just do a couple reps just to show them. Good. Full stretch of the adductors. Good. Good. Okay, come off. I want to show you something. Do your back pose. The whole point of growing the adductors so that you are wider from the back, okay, the bikini athlete. So this is going to build all of this muscle here, this muscle here. So you see how our glutes are wide and our legs kind of look a little bit smaller than our glutes. If we build these out a little bit more, it's going to close the gap here and it's going to make her overall back shot look a lot more symmetrical. So obviously the adduction machine is an adductor isolation exercise, so that you should always be doing your hamstring day, because yes, it's great if you build your hamstrings out, but it's only gonna help you on your front pose. But the back pose, even if your hamstrings are huge this way, you wanna build the inner thighs so that you can build the width. So that's gonna happen with your adductors. So anything sumo, so like sumo deads, the problem is with sumo deads is that, once again, if you don't wanna build your quads like Isa, you can't do them, because you are going to build quads because it is a compound exercise and you are doing a knee flexion and knee extension. So, but with Monique, we can do those today. So I want to show you like some great hamstring exercises that we can do. So you always want to start every muscle group with an isolation exercise. I've explained this in other videos, but you don't want to go into a big compound exercise. You don't want to be doing squats your first set of the day. So start with the isolation exercise for the muscle group that you're trying to work. Get some blood flow in the muscle, trying to get it warmed up, and then you can go into bigger compounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this exercise. It's basically like a stiff leg dead, but we're using this barbell with some weight, with some plates on the end. So show them the exercise. This is the first exercise we're doing of the day. I will add in the adductor machine with her later on, but I'm not going to put on the video since we've already covered that. You're bending your knees a little bit too much. So the first set there, she bent her knees a little bit too much. We want to isolate the hamstrings. So if you're bending your knees too much, you're going to hit some quads, but you want to bend them just enough where that the hamstring is able to get a stretch. If you lock your knees all the way, you might feel a lot in your lower back. So you want just a slight bend in the knees, just so you can stretch the full hamstring all the way up. I want you to bend a little bit more to show them. Bend a little bit more to show them. Bend it, yeah, and go down just to show them like how to not do it. This is too much of a bend. Then you're incorporating your quads, so you want to just bend a little bit just to get a stretch, and not like this, and not like this. There you go. That's more of a squat movement. So good. Push back. Perfect. 5 more. Once again, she should be wearing a belt, but she forgot it at home. So we should always have a belt on when you're training. 2 more. 1 more. Good. So first set is going to be a warm-up set, as you guys know. So we're not going crazy, just trying out the weight, trying out the exercise, making sure the movement's good. And she feels it in her hamstring. You feel it on your hams? You feel it in your lower glutes too a little bit, or no?
No, ham.
All hams? Good. So I mean, on a lot of hamstring exercises, you could feel a little bit of lower glute, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So I think we're going to increase the weight a little bit. It's a little bit light, and then we're going to get into set number 2. Still going to be a warm-up set. We're not going to go crazy, but we're going to increase the weight a little bit now. Said, Monique is actually very strong, so don't necessarily do this weight unless you can. But we're going to aim to get between 8 to 15 reps as we normally do, and then we could add intensifiers, but it's still a warm-up set. So she had 2 plates here, stretch all the way down. You're not going to want the weight to touch the floor, because that's going to take tension off of your hamstrings. But you want to stretch all the way down, and if for some reason your barbell doesn't allow you to stretch all the way down, you can even use a platform and be standing on a platform, so you can get a full range of motion and stretch your hamstrings all the way. Good. Keep going. Perfect. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Good. And do you have a lot more in you there or no?
No. Like, if I go too much, then my back starts.
Yeah, so this is what I was gonna say too. So since she forgot her belt at home, your back's gonna take over at a certain point. Once your hamstrings give out and you have nothing left in them, your lower back is gonna start taking over to be able to do the movement. And your body is very smart, so it's gonna utilize different muscle groups to be able to do the task you're giving it to do. So since she doesn't have a belt on and her back isn't secured, once your hamstrings give out and they're tired, her lower back's gonna start taking over, and then she's gonna have to kind of stop the exercise because we don't want to build her lower back and her erectors here, because that's going to give her a bigger waist. So this is why you want to use the belt, because it's going to allow you to disengage your core while you're training, and you're not going to build your obliques and your erectors here, your lower back. It's going to allow you to keep a very small waist while you're building everything else. Because the smaller your waist is, the better your front pose and the better your back pose is going to look. So we're going to do another set here. I think the weight's pretty good. We're going to add some half reps though, I think, once she's at failure. Very good. Dave, come over here. So here, she's not locking her knees all the way up. She's going up just until her hamstrings aren't contracted anymore, and then just going back down. So I want you to do it incorrectly. I'm gonna help you so you don't injure yourself. So go all the way up and lock your knees at the top and flex your glutes at the top. You don't wanna be doing this. If you're flexing your glutes at the top like this, there's no tension. There's no tension on your glutes. There's no difference in just standing up normally and just flexing your glutes like this. So if you wanna contract your glutes, the weight would have to be lateral here. If it's below you, if I have a weight here and I'm contracting my glutes at the top, it's not doing anything. That's why when people do squats with the weight above them and they go up top and they squeeze their glutes at the top, that's not helping you at all.
You want to keep your muscle under tension. If they squeeze at the top, it's like that's like
You're
stopping.
taking off your hamstring?
Yeah.
If you're in a hip thrust, right, and you're contracting glutes at the top, the weight is in front of you, so the plane makes sense. If the weight's below you and you're contracting glutes at the top, it's not doing anything. If the weight's above you and you're contracting glutes at the top, it's not doing anything. So don't do that when you're doing squats, you're doing sumos, you're doing anything like that, unless you're doing hip thrusts where the weight is above you. So if she's doing this and the weight's below her and she goes to the top and she flexes her glutes, all she's doing is taking the resistance off the hamstrings, and that's how you get injured too. So imagine you're doing a squat with all the weight on your shoulders and you go up and you flex your glutes to the top. All the weight is gonna be distributed very weirdly on your body because your spine is not in the neutral position anymore. Your hips are pushed forward and it's just not good exercise. And it's not gonna do anything for you because it's literally the same as just doing this all day. Here, flex your glutes like you're just standing there normally. Continue, do a few reps. This is doing absolutely nothing at the top here. The weight would have to be in front of her. So, okay, let's go into the third set here. Yeah, so the third set now, we did 2 warm-up sets. So 2 warm-up sets on the isolation exercise is what we always do when we start training to get the muscles warmed up. We're gonna keep the weight here the same. I think it's perfect for her. We're gonna fill between 8 to 15 reps, probably closer to 15, then we're gonna incorporate some half reps. So she's going all the way down until they elongate the hamstrings. She's not just stopping up here, go ahead. She's not stopping here and then going back up because the hamstring is not elongated. To get the hamstring really fired up, you gotta elongate, stretch the hamstring all the way. And all the way up, good, good. She's stopping you as the hamstring flexes and then going all the way down. Good, keep going, you got this. 2 more, then we're gonna do half reps at the bottom. 1 more. Okay, half reps at the bottom. So we're gonna keep that very stretched position and finish off with some half reps. 3, 2, 1, drop it. Good. So when you're doing hamstrings, there's 2 different ways that you can do like half reps. You can do them at the top of the movement or at the bottom where you have a big stretch. So you can try them both, and you can even do both on the same exercise. So I'll show you that on the 4th set that we do for this. So this is the 4th set. She doesn't have to do this, but you can try this out yourself. You can try this on any like kind of stiff leg deadlift exercise. So even on good mornings, on dumbbell stiff legs, even if you're doing with like RDLs with a bar. What it's gonna do is actually gonna allow you to have a bigger stretch of the hamstring. So try this out, see if you like it, just with like 10-pound or 5-pound plates under your toes. And since all the pressure's on your heels and you don't need to push with your toes, it doesn't matter if your toes are elevated here, so good. You feel a little bit bigger stretch in the hamstring with your toes elevated? Yeah. And this is actually something that she does often with her hamstrings. She likes to elevate her toes here to get a little bit bigger of a stretch. And even though the exercise, this is not a stiff leg deadlift, but it's kind of a stiff leg deadlift, you don't want to completely lock your knees like I said before. So if you completely lock your knees, like I told you, lock your knees like this, so go down. This is not what you want to do. That was still a little bit bent. But lock your knees a little bit more and bend over. Good. That's going to be all lower back. You don't want to be doing that. That's you're going to get injured, okay?
Yeah.
Good. And we're going to do one more variation before we finish the last set. Actually, let me just show them the lower back thing quickly. I'm sorry my glutes are not as good as hers, but I'm going to show you something. So what I just explained with her, right? I don't want to get injured. I'd rather I do it. So if you lock your knees like this, you're hinging so much from your hips and you're going to this up and down and you're not really getting good stretch in your hamstring. So you're going to activate your lower back a lot more. So you see people at the gym, they're locking their knees like this and they're just going like this up like this.
Yeah.
I feel nothing on my hamstrings at all. And it's all my lower back. But if I bend my knees a little bit, now it's all hamstrings and lower glutes. Completely different, just from the position of your knees. Locked, all lower back, bent just slightly, all hamstrings, bent even more, mostly quads. So yeah. That's all different muscle groups that you can target just by the position of your knees. Slightly bent, locked, or fully bent. So we're gonna do one more different type of thing where I was explaining before that if for some reason your barbell doesn't go all the way down, you can't get a full stretch, or your legs are too short, you can do this on an elevated platform to get a bigger stretch. But the issue is that Monique mentioned is your feet typically when you do the exercise are on the same line as the bar over here. So show them this. So this motion with this platform, we're kind of have all the tension on our lower back.
Like it's too far.
Yeah, exactly. So don't lift it up, just show them. So she's too far away from the bar. So what you can do, which Monique suggested, is you can get 2 plates. You stack them on each side so that you have space in the middle and you can actually stand closer to the bar. So if your legs are too short and you don't get a full stretch, add some plates here. You're able to still get close to the bar and you get an even bigger stretch. Really good. And you want to kind of have a slight like sumo stance, so a little bit wider. You don't want your feet too close when you're doing this exercise. So if you're using a platform that's too close or too short, it's not going to be great. So this is why the plates are good, because they're versatile and you can move them around. Who said we're done this set? Get back in there. Just because I'm talking doesn't mean we're done. All right, this is set 4.2. Let's go redo. Continue. So she doesn't need those, so we're gonna remove them, and we're gonna finish the set here. Okay, let's go. Good. Full stretch, full contraction of the hamstrings. Not locking your knees at the top. She's not taking the tension off her hamstrings. The hamstrings are on fire the entire time, from the bottom to the tops, the entire time. Good. All the weight's on her heels. She's pushing back all the way. Good. Keep going. 3 more, then we do half reps. I'm gonna help you. Good. 1 more. Half reps to the top, 5 at the top. 1, a little bit lower. 3, 4, 5, 5 at the bottom. 5 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good, sweet. Okay, we're done that exercise. Good job. Feel that? Hamstrings on fire? Good.
Yeah.
So the way that you position your knees and whether you lock them or elongate them is going to determine which muscle group you're training, even if you have the same setup of the machine. So this is how you correctly do this exercise. You're slightly in a sumo stance, slight bend in the knees the whole time. You go all the way down, get a little bit closer, slight bend in the knees, all the way down, stretch the hamstring, then back up here. You don't want to go all the way up because then you're taking the tension off the hamstrings. Stop here, go down, and back up. So second exercise, this is one of my favorite exercises for lower glutes and hams. I would incorporate this on almost every single hamstring day if you don't have an issue with growing your quads. I couldn't do it with Isa, and I wish I could because it would help really build her lower glutes even more, but I can't because it doesn't incorporate quads. With Monique, once again, we can build her quads, it doesn't matter. So we want to do this exercise. It's going to build her adductors to give her more width from the back with her legs, and it's going to build her hamstrings. So get in the position, and once again, always wear straps when you're doing this. You want all the resistance and tension to be on your hamstrings, and you want to finish the exercise when your hamstrings give out, not when your forearms give out, not when your wrists give out. So, you ready? So wait, you're not ready actually. This exercise, okay, what I want you to do, sit into it almost like you're doing a squat. Get all the way down. And imagine you're pushing up with your heels all the way, and you're lifting with your tie-in area. Imagine in your brain you're lifting with your tie-in area the whole time. So sit into it. Push up with your heels and lift them with your tie-in area. Good. Which is going to be your lower glute and your upper hams. But perfect. And if you need to, reset too on every exercise. On every set. Sit down, reset, keep your chest up. I want your chest higher. Reset, don't worry. Good. Chest up, sit into it. I want you to sit more. Sit, sit, sit. There you go. Now lift with your tie-ins. Good. Couple more. Sit down even lower, keep your chest up higher. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you the first rep flawlessly, and then I'm gonna show you the second rep, how I don't want you to do it. So take a second. So sit into it, all the way on your heels. You're sitting back into your glutes and your upper hams, and you push up with your tie-in area. Go ahead, lift, good. Now go down. Now what some people do is they kind of bounce the weight, and they're not bending all the weight, they're not sitting down and lift the weight now. This is all traps, upper lats, and your lower back. Go down, do another incorrectly. You don't want to be doing that. You're going to make your waist huge. And you're building all your traps in your back. It's not what you want as a bikini athlete. So do the correct way again. Sit down into it. Sumo squat into this exercise. Good. Just imagine you're doing squats, ass to grass almost, and then you're going to be able to incorporate really the tie-in area and the lower glutes. Perfect. One more. Sit into it. Keep your chest up. Sit. Chest up. Perfect. Drop it. Good. Once again, wear straps, wear a belt. She has the straps on, she doesn't have a belt on, but in perfect day, she would have both. Good. Sitting down into it, all the weight on the heels, pushing up with her tie-in area. Good. Keeping your core tight. Perfect. You see how she's resetting a little bit? She's not just going through the movements. She's resetting, going down, thinking what she's doing, and being effective with every single rep. Every single rep is working exactly where she wants to. She's not just bouncing and then taking over with her back. 2 more. 1 more. You got a few more in 2. Keep going. Sit, push, good. Sit into it, I'm gonna help you a little bit. Okay, 2 more reps, let's go. 1 more, all the way down. Sit. Drive up, perfect, drop it. Good job. So we're gonna do 1 set of exercise to show you guys. This is hamstring curls with exercise ball, so Monique is gonna show you. So you want to keep your hips elevated, and you want to bring the ball into your glutes with your heels. So, good. Go ahead. I want you to go to failure, okay? Good. Feel fire in your hamstrings? Mm-hmm. Good. You got to keep your hips elevated in the air. Good. Keep going. This is easy. You can do this in any gym. You don't need any equipment. You just need an exercise ball. Keep going. You have 10 more in you. 10 more. 9. 8. 7. Keep going. 6. 5. Good. 4 more. 3. 2. Last one. Really good. Hamstrings on fire?
Yeah.
Do you feel anywhere else?
No.
Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So now we're gonna do Smith machine RDLs. You can do this with a free bar if you want. She likes to do it on Smith machine, so we're gonna do this method. Not all Smith machines go all the way down, so you need to put a platform usually to be able to get a full stretch of your hamstring. So the same cues with the knees as the other exercise, the first exercise that we did with the barbell and the plate. So you're gonna go ahead. This is another hamstring isolation exercise. This one's really, really good. Yep. So knees are going to be slightly bent. All the weight's going to be on her heels, nothing on her toes. You're going to go all the way down, stretch her hamstrings, and go all the way up, just until her hamstrings don't feel any more resistance. She's not locking her knees at the top. Good. She's not pushing her hips forward. There it goes. Good. And it looks like her glutes are flexing at the top, but that's just how her glutes look all the time. She's not flexing her glutes at the top. Flex your glutes to the top just to show. This is how that looks. So that's not what she's doing. So go ahead. Perfect. Good. 4 more. 3. Once again, wear a belt and wear straps. 2 more. 1 more. Perfect. Good. Take a break. That's all your hams, eh? Uh-huh. Good. So if she was wearing a belt, I would push her a little bit further, but I don't want her to engage too much of her lower back. But this is still a warm-up set for her. She's very strong, so she warms up with these 45s. We might keep the weight here, though. I think it's pretty good, and we can push you a little bit higher in the rep range to get a really good hamstring burn. So second set, we're gonna keep the same weight here. She's putting on the straps so that she's able to fail when her hamstring give out and not fail when her grip strength gives out, which I see happen a lot. So always wear straps on leg days, back days, everything. And of course your belt. Really good. Perfect. So she's not doing a squat here. Her knees are slightly bent just so she can get a bigger range of motion and she's not engaging her lower back too much. Really good. And you can even see here, her toes are slightly elevated when she goes down. I think even give her a bigger stretch. Good. Go ahead. And that's also gonna allow her to really focus on the hamstrings. Keep going. Go, go, go. 3 more full, and then we're gonna do half at the bottom. 2, 1 more. 5 at the bottom, 5 at the bottom. Stay low, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, good, drop it. Really good. We're gonna build those damn hamstrings, Monique. And one day they'll be the size of your glutes. We need that symmetry, so let's pray. Today she's like, I wish my glutes were smaller. I'm like, I mean, that's what you really want. Yeah, we're just trying to really focus on growing her hamstrings and her back pose. Her glutes are so overpowering, and reducing the amount of time she trains glutes per week, maybe once a week, maybe 1 time and 1.5 times per week. And really focus on building the width of her hamstrings from the inside and also from the back, but we really want to build those adductors and get those hamstrings. So I saw her, this is our first show we're gonna do together probably in the summer. And I saw her stage photos from her last competition, and her glutes are just way too overpowering for hamstrings. So we need to change the training split that she's using and kind of the method that she's using also to train, to really focus on not just growing her glutes, but also growing her hamstrings as well. So this is our 4th set. We did 1 set off camera because it's a little bit repetitive, but we're gonna do 1 more set to failure, really pushing here. And I love the sumo stance on hamstring day because that's gonna help you incorporate a lot more adductors, and that's gonna give you the width in your back pose, which you really want. You don't want a thigh gap in your back pose, and the more of a gap you have in your back pose, the more it looks like you're thin from behind. So you wanna keep those legs full, interior and from the back, but the interior, the adductors, that is what's gonna give you the width in the back pose and help you have a complete shape. Keep going. Go. Full. 5 more full. 1, 3, keep going, helping him, easy. 2, last set of this. 1, half of the bottom, 10 at the bottom, 10, 10, 9, push back, 7, 6, stretch, 5, get down, 5 more, stretch, 5, 4, stretch, 3, 2, 1, lock it in. Good. Hamstring's dead, almost done, let's go.
Sweat.
Look at that sweat.
Oh,
Poor girl. The next exercise we're doing is Bulgarians with the bench, okay? So we're gonna show you 3 different methods. The first method here is, if you don't have great balance, is you can hold on to something. So you can use this, you can use a Smith machine bar, anything to hold yourself up, and then you're gonna still have the bench here. So you can see here, she's getting a knee flexion here at the bottom. And then when she extends up, she's gonna be engaging her quads a little bit. So this is an exercise that you shouldn't do if your goal is to not build any quads at all, but since we have no problem with her building quads, we can do this. Like Isa Pecini cannot do this exercise. So what it's gonna do is gonna target a lot of the hamstring, and it's gonna target a lot of the lower glute. So this is the first version, show them again. So if you don't have great balance, or you're a beginner, this is really good to use. I do this method because I don't have great balance. So 1 hand with a weight, and then she's gonna put 1 hand here holding it up. And once again, she has straps, and that's gonna allow her to hold a lot more weight in her hand and be able to go to failure with her hamstring, not because of her grip strength. Good, go ahead. Come on the side, Dave. Full range of motion. Good, once again, she's not going all the way up. She's not locking her knee at the top. We don't need to. The goal is to build the lower glute and the hamstrings. All attention's here, all there. That's what we're trying to grow. Perfect. Once again, pressing with your heels, nothing on your toes. And when you're pressing up, imagine you're pressing up with your tie-in area. The same thing as the sumo deads that we did before. Good. So I'm gonna show you 2 different methods to do this exercise. So this is gonna feel a lot more comfortable on your ankle. And as you go down, it's gonna roll a little bit too. So it's not like a straight bend. It's gonna be uncomfortable on your ankle. So you're gonna be able to go a little bit lower and get even a better stretch of your quad here in your hamstring. So go ahead. And this one too, though, you have to have better balance because you're holding both weights. But you're probably not gonna find a roller thing, like a roller pad here next to something that you can hold on to. If you can, then great, but this is a great way to do this. So her ankle is gonna feel a lot better on this because it's rolling and it's moving with her body, right? Once again, she's not going all the way up. If she wanted to go all the way up, then that would engage more of her quad. So go all the way up, this is gonna be more quad here. So go down, this is gonna be more hamstring and lower glute, right? She's not doing half reps, but she's still just really not locking her knee up at the top to not engage her quads. So We're gonna do the last set here. We just did 3 off camera. We're gonna do 1 more, really pushing the failure. And then I'm gonna show you guys how to do the next exercise. So once again, on these exercises, we're using one side of your body, unilateral. You're gonna always start on your weaker side. So we start on our weaker side here, and then we're gonna go on our stronger side to finish it off. Good. Last set of exercise, we've already done the other leg. Continue to go, good. Keep going, go until failure, and then we're gonna do half reps at the bottom. Good, keep going. 5 more full, 5 more full. 4, 3, 2, keep going. One more, get down. Half reps to the bottom. Go, 5, 4, 3, push, 2. Perfect, good. That's all tie-in area. That's all hamstring and lower glute. Good. I want to show you guys the exercise because so many people do it wrong. And this is more of a lower glute exercise, but you can feel it a lot in your hamstring. So the correct way to do it is to stretch all the way down. Monique's going to show you. And then you're going to arch your upper back like this, okay? Arch and go up. And you're going to lift with your hamstrings and your lower glutes. Right? You're not going to lift with your back. You're not going to imagine that you're lifting up with your upper body. You're going to contract your glutes and your hamstrings here and lift up with your glutes and hamstrings. So come on this side and show them. So she's stretching all the way down, and she's contracting with her hamstring and her glutes to bring her upper body up. She's not just lifting her upper body up. So, Monique, I want you to do it correctly and lift your upper body up. So now she's lifting with her upper body, and there's nothing happening with her glutes and her hamstrings here. This is correct. So now go slower. This is a slow exercise. Slow, stretch, then contract. Contract, upper body, and your upper back here stays rounded. Good. Go down. Keep rounded. Perfect. Take a break. So on this exercise, you can do this either on hamstring day or glute day. She's gonna be doing this on hamstring day here. So I wanna show you how to push to really failure with this exercise. So if you're a little bit stronger, you can hold this weight. You can hold the weight here at the bottom. Once again, this is the only exercise where you're gonna have your upper back arched, right? And that's gonna allow you to really stretch the hamstrings here and contract the lower glutes and hamstrings when you're going up. But this exercise, take your time on the stretch. Stretch all the way down, take your time. Good, then go all the way up. Good, perfect. Show them the contraction here at the top. There, good. Look at the glutes, how they're contracting. She's now lifting with her upper body. She's thinking about lifting with her hamstrings and her lower glutes, and that's gonna bring her upper body up. Perfect. Good. Go ahead. And then when she can't lift anymore with the weight, she's gonna drop the weight and then just do with body weights. Good. Good. She failed with the weight now. Now we're gonna do body weights until she can't lift anymore at all. Continue. Good, all the way down. Arch lower back, arch upper back, keep it arched. Good. Even more, a little bit more. Tuck it in. Perfect, like that. Stretch. Perfect. Push all the way down. Keep going. 5 more, come on. Stretch. 4 more. 3. 2. Feet position as well. You want them angled outwards like that. Good. Good job, Monique. Where do you feel that? More in your hamstrings or your lower glutes? Both? Perfect, yeah. So that's the goal of the exercise. But there's so many ways that people do this incorrectly. Either the bench could be too high or too low. You want to get right at your waistline, maybe slightly below your pelvis area. And then you want to really arc your upper back. If you're keeping your upper back straight and you're lifting with your upper body, you're just gonna be thickening your erectors and your lower back, and that's not what you want to do. So, same exercise, but can be done in 2 different ways, and the result can be 2 very different things. Good. One more exercise, we'll do it then and we're done.
Okay.
Last exercise of the day, we're gonna do belt squats. So if you have this machine at your gym, and once again, if you don't mind growing your quads a little bit, this is a great exercise for hamstrings and adductors and lower glutes. So I can use this with Monique. Isa Pecini, once again, can't do this because there's gonna be a little bit of quad engagement. Even if it's not quad isolation exercise, you're still gonna get a little bit in there. So you're gonna put your feet a little bit forward. The belt's gonna be around. Finally, she's wearing a belt. This is great. So first time all day. Okay, get down, you're gonna get low once again. All the way. So all the other exercises we did today. All the weights in the heels. You don't need to put any pressure on your toes. And you're gonna drive up with your lower glutes and your tie-in area. It's all in your mind as well. So if you're thinking that you're gonna lift with your lower glutes and your hamstrings, you can have a lot better mind-muscle connection, which is exactly what you want here. So look, she's going all the way down, really stretching the muscle, right? Taking her time. She's not going up and down like a crazy person, super fast. Good. Stretching and pushing up with her adductors, her lower glutes, and her hamstrings here. Good. And once again, too, she's not going top. She's not like pushing her, she's not doing this, pushing her glutes forward like this. This doesn't do anything. Show them how you do that. You don't want to be doing this. It's useless. Good. Go down. Perfect. 2 more. One more. Good. Take a break. So we did 1 set off camera. We're going to do 2 more here, and that's going to finish our workout. So feet in front so you can get good range of motion here. All the way down. Perfect. She's not locking her knees here at the top. They're always a slight bend in her knees. Going all the way down so that her glutes are just below her knees, just so she can get a really good stretch of the hamstrings. So don't go down all the way just to show them. If you just stop here and you go up, you're going to be hitting a lot of quads. You're not going to be really elongating the glute muscle and the hamstring. So go all the way down. That's how to correctly do it. And push up with your tie-in area. And don't lock your knees at the top. Perfect. Keep going. We're going to go to failure here. Phil. And take your time. Once again, just taking her time, making every repetition matter. And she's really just focusing here on what she's trying to do. So she's trying to go her hamstrings or lower glutes. So that's what she's thinking about now the whole time. Or pizza, whichever one, I don't know. Go. 8 more. Perfect. Good. Push up with your adductors. Perfect. 6 more. Get low, get low. 5 more. Lower, get down, get down. 4 more. Finish strong. Down. 3, 2, 1 more. Perfect. It's really good. Last set here, we increase the weight just a little bit. This machine in particular is very, very heavy. So we already know that Monique is very strong. You can probably go a little bit heavier, but this machine itself, even if you have no weight on it, is really heavy. You might have this at your gym, you might not. There's different ways that this machine is made. So this is one way, but I've seen it made in very different ways. So you might have a very similar machine in your gym where you can do belt squats, but it might look very different from this. So last set here, we're gonna go all the way to failure. Glutes going down just a little bit below her knees, right? So you get a full stretch of the glutes, full stretch of the hamstrings. Form is excellent. Good. Come from the back so they can see here. Get a little bit lower angle. Good. Very good. Last set of the day. Stay focused. This poor girl's not gonna be able to walk after this weekend here. What are you doing? It's not a break time. Let's go. Stay low. Good. 7 more. Don't stop. We're gonna restart. 6. Get down. 5. 4. Get lower. Let's go. 3. Drop your heels up. 2. 1 more. 1 more. 1 more. 1 more. 1 more. I lied. Go. Good. Lock it in. Good. Survived?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Where do you feel that? Perfect. So that's the goal of the exercise. That's where she feels it. And that all happens by, the position of the knee, the full stretch, taking your time going down, the glutes going a little bit lower than the knees, all the pressure coming with her heels, driving up and thinking about driving up with your tie-in area, lower glutes and hamstrings. All those things come into account when doing your exercises and going through the motion of the reps. And take your time on the reps. You don't have to just bounce up and down. You're not going to do anything. You're going to increase the rate of injury and you're going to build your core more. So take your time on the exercises and do them just like we showed you here. So I hope you guys learned something today. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this type of content, if you have any recommendations, things that you learned, things that you'll take into account the next time you train. And I hope you guys have a great day. So thanks, Monique, for joining me here. It was very helpful. And yeah, I'm excited to see you on stage soon. So
Me too.
Let's do it.